It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming!
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
You do in 30 minutes. You could be on one of our 45 black and white sand beaches, or perched atop a lush mountainside admiring our stunning coastline, or slicing the Caribbean Sea on a traditionally built sloop, or adventuring off the beaten path, or hanging out with our underwater sculptures, or do nothing at all. Whatever you choose, an amazing vacation is only 30 minutes away in Grenada. Visit www.puregrenada.com.
This Wednesday, March 20th, we head to the Progress Park for the Eastern Zonal Meet of the National Secondary School Games. Come see powerhouses: St. David's Catholic Secondary, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary, St. Joseph's Convent St. Andrew, Grenville Secondary, and the Grenada Christian Academy. So this Wednesday, 20th March, Progress Park. And then on Friday, 22nd March, we head to the Hillsborough Playing Field for the Northern Zone, which features Hillsborough Secondary and Bishop's College. Admission to all these games absolutely free. Our nation's children still have a dream. The opportunity will shape their destiny. Your games, your future. Tomorrow's future is here today. Friday, April 5th. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. National Secondary School Games. Run, throw, jump. National Secondary School Games 2019. Your games, your future.
Government awards 6 island scholarships to top TAMCC performers. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Tuesday, March 19th, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. Government has awarded 6 island scholarships to the top performers at the Cape and Associate degree levels at the T.A. Marisho Community College, following recommendations by the National Award Selection Committee. Those awarded are Tamara Bubb for Natural Sciences, Toya Amede, Natural Sciences, Sydney Walker, Social Sciences, Trevon St. Bernard, Humanities, Tara Thomas, TVET, and Jarrell Stewart, Information Technology. The value of each scholarship award is approximately $65,000 per year per student, which means each student will receive financial support of up to at least $195,000 over the course of their studies. During the weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday, Senator Simon Steele, Minister for Climate Resilience, the Environment, Forestry, Fisheries, Disaster Management and Information, said the students will all be bonded and must adhere to the terms of the bonds.
Grenada expends many tens of millions of dollars, in the region of $40 to $50 million per year, on scholarships to our students. And these resources, it's actually taxpayers' money, it's the government money, taxpayers' money that is contributing to these scholarships. And it's important for the individual students to recognize the national sacrifice that is made to afford them the opportunities to continue their studies, and the need for them to give back in terms of national service, in terms of serving their bond. And together with St. George's University, we're actually reviewing once again the bond contract to see how that could be further strengthened to ensure that there is solid enforcement of that bond.
Making specific reference to medical graduates, where he says tens of millions of dollars are spent on training doctors and nurses, Senator Steele says working with the St. George's University, there will be special focus on these scholarship awardees who have not fulfilled the terms of their bonds and who are employed with the university.
We'll be working with SGU to identify those individuals and to ensure that service is provided. They can continue working in their employ at St. George's University, but they need to carve out time to come back and work within our healthcare system throughout the course of their working week, their working month, to fulfill the terms of that bond. And in addition to that, those graduates who have served their bond will be asking for a voluntary program where those medical students can offer their service on a voluntary basis.
These 6 Island Scholarship awardees announced on Tuesday are in addition to the 25 medical scholarship awards, each valued at $700,000, a total of $17.5 million invested in new doctors. Some of the challenges faced by the Grenville Secondary School regarding sanitation are currently being resolved with the hope of resuming normal school day activities on Thursday, March 21st. Chief Education Officer Mr. David Andrew provided more information on the current situation, including special instructions for the students regarding Wednesday's Eastern Zonal Games. Details from Annette Moore.
Repairs to the Grenville Secondary School's soakaway facility are currently in progress as the Ministry of Education collaborates with the Ministry of Works to ensure proper health and safety standards at the school.
Within the last few weeks, quite a number of things have happened, in fact. Some broken pipes were repaired. The chambers have been cleaned and cleared of all its contents. And today, I think, not just today, but over the weekend, they started working on changing some pipes. The pipes that fed into the soakaway system, we understand, were smaller ones or bigger ones into a smaller pipe, which created a backlog. And so structurally, they needed to change that. In doing that, they encountered some huge concrete slabs, we understand, that made it difficult to progress with the work. Consequently, it rendered some sections of the washroom facility, the females' washroom facility, and the teachers' facility inoperable. And as a result, we've had to send students home yesterday. We were not aware of this before, so we couldn't have avoided that. We do regret that, but we've had to send them home. And as we speak, work is continuing on the site.
Given the current situation, Andrew noted a change in the arrangements regarding students reporting to school prior to the Eastern Zonal Games on Wednesday.
We advise that given that tomorrow is the Eastern Zonal Meet, we ask that students of the Grenville Secondary School report directly to Progress Park. So don't go to the school. We are allowing that time for the workmen to expedite the works there so that we can have a resumption of school on Thursday.
The Chief Education Officer also had some words of assurance for parents, teachers, and the public.
We are saddened at the fact that we have to lose instructional time. That's something we guard very dearly. And it bleeds our heart when we have to close school for any reason, really. But the safety and well-being of our students, the gases, the fumes, they could be equally dangerous. And we are caught between a hard place and a rock.
The Chief Education Officer emphasized that the ministry has been monitoring the situation to ensure that neither students nor teachers are adversely affected by the situation.
We want to assure parents and the general public that we are very concerned about student safety and the well-being of all teachers and students on each of our school plants. And so in keeping with best safety practices, we've had to make some of these decisions. And we're also concerned about instruction and contact time between teachers and students. We know that our teachers are going to do all they can to make up for lost time, lost instructional time. And from previous discussions with teachers there when we had the issues the week before, teachers assured me that they were giving additional work through online means because teachers are very concerned about instructional time too. And we appreciate all of that, so we beg your patience as we work with the Ministry of Works and our technical support to resolve this problem.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
This Wednesday, March 20th, we head to the Progress Park for the Eastern Zonal Meet of the National Secondary School Games. Come see powerhouses: St. David's Catholic Secondary, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary, St. Joseph's Convent Grenville, Grenville Secondary, and the Grenada Christian Academy. So this Wednesday, 20th March, Progress Park, and then on Friday, 22nd March, we head to the Hillsborough playing field for the Northern Zone, which features Hillsborough Secondary and Bishop's College. Admission to all these games absolutely free. Our nation's children still have a dream. The opportunity will shape their destiny. Your games, your future. Progress Park this Wednesday.
Continuing the news, Climate Resilience Minister Senator Simon Steele says government anticipates a successful national secondary school games on April 5th. This is despite reports that some principals and teachers are encouraging students not to participate in the zonal games. During the weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday, Senator Steele said government is pleased with the successful staging of the Western Games in Guelph last week and is hopeful that our schools registered for the Eastern Zone will participate. He said good sense must prevail amidst the current impasse regarding gratuity and work to rule.
We look forward to the continued successes of these zonal games. We look forward to what will take place tomorrow, on Thursday and Friday, and then in the finals on the 5th of April, where we can see our young men and women, our students, our children performing to the best of their ability, with the support of the ministry, with the support of principals, with the support of teachers and parents. This is about our children.
Senator Steele stressed that enhancing the future of the students must be foremost in the minds of all.
We're encouraged by the level of participation from some principals, some teachers at the Western Games, and we anticipate that that will continue with the Eastern and the Carriacou Games. All I can say at this time is that we call upon the better judgment of those principals who aren't cooperating thus far, and just reinforce the message that we need to consider what is in the best interest of our children and our students at all times.
Residents of St. John can now look forward to receiving first-hand assistance from officers in the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment following the opening of its St. John sub-office. A ceremony was held on Tuesday to mark the occasion. Delroy Louison has details.
The parish of St. John now has a social development sub-office. The Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment hosted a special ceremony on St. Peter's Street in Guelph on Tuesday to officially open the sub-office, which will serve both St. John and St. Mark. The opening of the St. John sub-office holds special significance, coming on the observance of World Social Work Day 2019. Tuesday's ceremony was attended by the Minister for Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, the Honourable Delma Thomas, Parliamentary Representative for St. John, the Honourable Alvin Dabrio, Parliamentary Representative for St. Mark, Dr. the Honourable Clarice Modeste-Kerwin, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, Mrs. Veronica Charles, other members of staff of the ministry, and community members. Residents of St. John have been clamoring for an office which will cater to the needs of the poor and vulnerable and those being affected by abuse and other social ills. At the ceremony, the ministry seized the opportunity to award women making outstanding contributions in non-traditional fields of work across the country, since this formed part of the theme for International Women's Day 2019, which was observed on March 8th. Rhonda Campbell was awarded for her contribution as a draftswoman, Wendy Lett, a technician at the Grenada Electricity Company, Grenlick, Reese Sam, Susan Jones-Benjamin, and Toya Francis, all of whom are from Guelph, were awarded for their contribution to clothing and accessory designing, dance, and VACO respectively. Two other women awarded were Festina Clement of Carriacou and Diane Donna Alexis of St. Patrick for their contribution to the fishing industry. The Grenada Network of Rural Women Producers also received an award for its support to agriculture and agribusiness. The awardees also received gift baskets compliments George F. Huggins and Company Limited. Following the ceremony, the ribbon was cut and persons got an opportunity to tour the facility. For the National Report, I'm Delroy Louison.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
Tomorrow's future is here today. Friday, April 5th. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. National Secondary School Games. Run, throw, jump. National Secondary School Games 2019. Your games, your future.
Do good to those who do good to you, and God will follow you all the days of your life. And respect each other. We will make them happy, give them everything they want. And behind your back, they will try to take your life, but never damn the bridge that you cross on. When you was at the gun, remember I will pick you up. Ungratefulness would never done. Ungratefulness would never done. Some ungrateful people, they always are wrong. Ungratefulness would never done. Ungratefulness would never done. Some ungrateful people, they always are wrong. Remember, not man as sharing bread is jar. We share bread. Remember, I help you to the end. Who want to honest as they will do to you? Who good and God will follow you? All the answers you live. What is where you must be? Don't let no one tell you no. What you reap.
And good morning to Grenada, Carriacou and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be taking you through till the 12 o'clock hour. 12 noon, 12 midday, 12 p.m. 1200 hours, huh? Some ungrateful people, they always are wrong. Good buddy Devon is not in studio this morning, but he'll be in contact with us.
We're going to continue letting love flow night and day and keep praying.
So we will be hearing from Devon this morning.
To the Almighty Jah.
Let me just make sure now, yeah.
That's what they will do. Don't trust them no more.
Yeah, I know you all weren't hearing me properly there. I wasn't hearing me properly either, yeah? So I had to fix it to make sure that we're hearing each other, yeah? Good morning to you, Hannah, Louisa. You all remember to share the live, huh? Share the live this morning. Yeah, they've already started out there at the Progress Park. So if you've got the opportunity, Kathy, Selwyn, yeah, I know you all had a hard day yesterday. Maybe you need something to just occupy your minds. Kathy and Selwyn, head out there to the Progress Park this morning. Yeah, all of you up there in areas like Lafayette and Salisbury Road, Grenville and Marquis and Soubise and Lakabeke, Paradise, Pearls, Chocolate City. Wherever you are out there, you all head on out to the Progress Park this morning. You know, it's the Eastern Zone Games. It's taking place out there at the Progress Park. St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School, St. David's Catholic Secondary, Grenville Secondary, Grenada Christian Academy. Trying to remember the other one, eh? It's in Mount Rose, is it?
All the days of your life. We respect each other.
They're all going to be in competition. Well, already are in competition. When Technical Man re-enters, we'll throw up some videos for you. So some, maybe videos, maybe still shots, and so let you know what's going on. My Facebook is giving absolute problems this morning. Yeah, it's, believe me, yeah. Goodness gracious, yeah, it's really hard. Yeah.
Never done. Some ungrateful people, they're always around. Ungratefulness would never done. Ungratefulness would never done. Some ungrateful people, they're always around.
We're going to try to connect with Devon in a while. Let me see if I could find him. Yeah, we're going to call him just now. Yeah.
Who want to honest as they will do to you? Who good and good will follow you? All the answers you live. What is where you must be? Don't let no one tell you no. What you reap is what you sow. Far brighter tomorrow. Ungratefulness would never done. Ungratefulness would never done. Some ungrateful people, they're always around. Ungratefulness would never done. Ungratefulness would never done. Some ungrateful people, they're always around.
Yes, indeed. So we've got Devon on the phone now in studio. We have him on the phone. Morning, Devon.
Good morning to you, Sheldon, and good morning to all the listeners.
Yeah, man.
I know Hard Talk program this morning.
Yeah, man.
Right, as most of you realize, I'm at Progress Park, right? And, I mean, I'm trying to do my best, what most of the reporters and so do, right? So, Sheldon, this morning, the games have just started about, let's say about 25 minutes ago, and so far you had 3 events, right, that kicked off. Well attended with about, in all 3 events, all about over 20-something athletes. You have all the schools so far participating, which is good, right? And the numbers in terms of spectators and so is a bit low, but I can tell you that the students from different schools, especially St. Grenville Convent in Grenville. And so they're well represented. Hundreds of students are here. And so and they are enjoying themselves. And so, right, looking forward for an exciting day. The weather is excellent, right? Excellent for competition and excellent for you to bring your families and so down at the Progress Park, whichever direction you are. Okay?
Nice. Well, wonderful, man. And we're going to keep in contact with you this morning. We're going to keep in contact with you this morning to see how the day progresses.
Yes. What I will do, every, at least I'll try every perhaps 15 or every 30 minutes, try and give an update as to how many events went on and so on, how we know the crowd and so it's been building up. All right? So
yeah, man.
I will keep you up to date and so and let listeners know what's going on in Progress Park. But it's an exciting day with all the students here, and hopefully we'll have exciting competition.
All right, my brother. So thank you so very much.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good.
All right, folks. So you heard it from Devon, yeah, our on-the-ground reporter. Yes, indeed. Our on-the-ground reporter, Devon. He has given us a report there. So far, you had about 3 races that have run off so far. Started roughly 25 minutes ago. And you have the students out in their numbers. I know Mr. Technical Man go find a way to throw it up in a little while for us. Yeah, he go throw it up in a little while so you could see exactly what is going on. So yeah, those of you in the surrounding areas, Tivoli people, wherever you are, head on out. Yeah, you have the time, go on out and to support the young people. This is about supporting the young people. not about supporting a political party, not about supporting a particular individual or individuals. It is about supporting our young people and encourage them in positive activity. And we know the people of St. Andrew ain't playing that. Get them convent girls and them come out in the numbers. Play with them. Yeah, they done run with it last year already. They're looking to run with it this year again. You know. Don't get high up with them. Yes, convent out in their numbers. Yeah, show them thing. Yeah, man, show them thing. Let them know what's going on. Certain people ain't go like to see that. You know. Benji, so certain people ain't go like to see that. No, don't be upset about that. They want to see them numbers are young people there, and so yeah, still pictures too, ain't it? Yeah, they ain't go like to see them kind of thing. They want to see that. They want to see that because the city thing had to be a failure, so they want to see that. Yeah, man. Yeah, they want to see that. All right, folks. So 440-7377 and the overseas line. The overseas line. Well, I can't remember the overseas line number. You know. Daria, remember it just now. And I'll give you. Give you. Oh yeah, 329. Okay, 347-329-3101. Now it wasn't showing up on my screen, so you understand. I had to turn my back to see the back screen to get it on. You understand? Yeah, we are screen in the back of me, at the side of me, and in front of me, all kind of thing. We are screen all over. Nice. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get on to the inside.
Education could never be the key. Mighty sparrow, sing education. Education is the key, universally. All man Jack agree, but it's only me that ain't like that philosophy. You see, I believe one can learn a skill and do damn well in the life still. Especially in this modern days, education is not without good character and shrewd ways. We have some schoolgirls in this country, how to prove education is the key. But if education...
So we sending them into positive activities, yeah. We showing them the right thing to do. That is why they're going down to the Progress Park today. And I know one of the things that they're looking at with the Progress Park as well is the lighting of the facility. Yeah. I know a certain man had said that he was going and light the Progress Park and they had the pole and them there already. I never see the poles and them up to now. But say they had them pole and them there to light up Progress Park. I know what kind of light those going and put in Progress Park there. Some DB thing like if it's a street they're going and light and thing. They may feel it's moral and hopscotch was going and play there. No. Put in proper lights in Progress Park. So that when you're having, for instance, you know, the cricket league is up and running right now. Yeah, children balling in the background, getting Nazim. Yeah, Nazim not doing that. No, not that Nazim, my Nazim. Yeah, he not doing that. Yeah, so that you can have proper cricket and other activities taking place in St. Andrew. Now, one of the things there is that the people have to have a say in it, which is why they formed that committee up there inside that council, so that you have people from different parts of St. Andrew and with different interests and so on who can get together and speak of what would be the best thing for the people of St. Andrew. Yeah, so that is taking place as we speak. So if you're not there yet and you're in the St. Andrew area, even in St. David, yeah, the St. David's Catholic Secondary School, they're also participating in the Eastern Zone. So the St. David Catholic Secondary, St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School, Grenville Secondary School, Grenada Christian Academy, Montrose Secondary. I'm trying to remember the proper name of Montrose, yeah?
Through rough struggles,
We have been through so much pain. We have been through disasters, both natural and man-made. We have been through the era of the revolt.
Yes, just a programming note. Tomorrow morning, starting at 9 a.m., we will be having a parliament sitting. So there'll be a Senate sitting tomorrow morning, starting at 9. If you tune into us on 89.5 CRFM, you'll be able to get it. We'll be joined by City Sound at 10 a.m. Now, my good friend in Brooklyn, usually when they have the Senate sittings and the Parliament sittings, he tries to join early as well. That's Wade on 94.9. And our friends in Carriacou as well, Sister Isle Radio. All try to join early. Say a special good morning to those of you on the Sister Isle of Petit Martinique. Hope that you all are having a fabulous morning this morning and everything going your way. Sincere morning.
Doing what we can for the growth.
The St. Andrew Southwest constituency branch, they're having their constituency get-together celebrating their 1-year anniversary. That's taking place this Sunday, I believe. It's this Sunday. That's taking place at the Bathway Beach. Yeah, so St. Andrew Southwest, they're heading to Bathway Beach this Sunday. No, last weekend they had their youth get together at the Hope Beach. And this Sunday they're heading to Bathway. Yeah, with everybody, not just the youth, everybody coming out to Bathway. That's the St. Andrew Southwest. Good morning to you, the Honorable Yolan Bain Hosford. My good friend Mr. Steve Hosford. And Swaggart, good morning to you, huh? I'd like to say a very special good morning to Mr. Alan Campbell. AC Major. AC Major, I ain't find out here for, I feel I'll call you now. I ain't find out here from you for a little while.
Look, we've held on together through difficult of times.
AC Major, a certain political organization. Whole time last year, they're saying that in the month of March, somewhere around now, they're going to be having a convention. So they're going to select a new leader because they have an acting leader because the last leader decided that he had enough and he gone away.
So no impasse to tear this country apart. 25 and on.
So with that happening and so on, all of a sudden they duck out from having a convention now. AC, instead of having a convention now, they say they're going to have a general council. They want to test the waters before they go to convention, boy. Why they go to convention? Go to a convention now. All afraid? Are you all afraid of something? Seems to me like they're afraid. Well, we know the youth's giving them a lot of problems within the organization. Imagine, I've been listening to them on several platforms. I do listen to them, yeah. I ain't giving the impression I don't listen. I listen. Sometimes when they're talking shoppiness, I just turn off my radio or my computer and I go about my business. Me had time to listen the whole volume of shoppiness. You understand? You could get a year's supply of stupidity in 1 minute of listening to some of them on radio and TV. Yeah, seriously. But anyhow, I was listening to them the other day and I realized they're speaking about youth and youth involvement and so on. And not at any juncture, not at any point in the entire discussion, did they mention the youth and president. That says a lot to me.
You understood and took the village pain. You are everyone.
Good morning, Lorraine. Always in with us.
Was to have to every village kid. You wanted that.
Angel, good morning to you.
Situation.
And we say a happy birthday.
A vacuum and
yeah, Terry, happy birthday to you.
You had before.
Terry's one of our loyal listeners, listens every single morning. Don't see her popping into the chat, but I know that she's listening because she could tell you everything that goes on the program.
You find yourself in
so you say a special good morning to her.
There's no hand to pick you up. But despite the
They're afraid, no, Hannah, they're afraid to go into a convention. Them, the NDC, they're afraid. They're afraid to go into a convention. They're saying they're going into convention, now they dip into general council, yeah. So what they're doing, and you see, you have to see things over there, what they're doing is trying to test their strength or the lack thereof. So they're trying to see who they can get to come out to a general council. We know the last few have been failures, but they're trying again to see if they could get some people out. And then after that, they're going to go at the convention. But you have to understand, if you have an entire discussion in relation to youth as the NDC, and you're mentioning all kind of people, but like you're afraid to call Tevin Andrews' name, and you refuse to call the president of the youth arm, Django, where's the scene? Yeah, you're afraid to call the president of the youth arm of the NDC, you're afraid to call his name. I mean, that says a lot to me, huh?
While your victim fights for his life.
When asked about the youth arm, and they're going to say, what is a set of them? Yeah, is a set of, is a council or some kind of thing now, and no longer, but some kind of titivation and all kind of, yeah, some kind of weird thing they come and say.
You standing up, still lies in shock.
So AC Major, Alan,
yeah,
if you get the opportunity, give me a call, bro.
So privileged. You were the pride and still the joy.
You realize that since we clarified several issues in relation to the NIS, all of a sudden, some people stopped talking about it. As I said, we can't all be just silent listeners. You have to be silent listeners, but you have to be able to talk out there as well. We're not saying that you have to call the program. That isn't absolutely necessary that, oh, somebody's saying that you have to call the program and that kind of thing. No. What we're saying is that when you hear those nonsense being spoken out there, when you're on a bus and you hear somebody saying something that you know to be untrue, before that information sets into the mind of somebody else on the bus, open your mouth and talk. Don't be afraid, because you know what? They want to be aggressive. Some of them, they want to be aggressive when they're talking. Eh? They want to talk rough and they want to talk loud because they feel like it frighten you. But the moment they realize they can't frighten you, they just back down. Your swears a little kitten daddy. They're backing right down. We're not saying to get into any physical confrontation. We're not saying even that you have to get into a serious verbal confrontation, but it is important for you to make the points that what a lot of them out there and they're saying, they don't know what they're talking about. They had some nonsense about, oh, people could be going to work with crook stick and all kind of thing. For one, even if you're doing that, there'll be several things that you can put in place. That is why with the National Health Insurance, and again, what was mentioned with the National Insurance Scheme, is that there will be discussions taking place with the general public. Okay, can be looking at different aspects of it. For instance, people who are within the public service now, you may very well say, well, okay, the people who are within the public service now, somebody may make a suggestion and say, well, look, who is in the public service now? It doesn't apply to them. Let it apply to anybody who joins the public service after this particular date. You could make that suggestion. But you can't just jump out and go telling the general public that people will be going to work with crook stick and all kind of thing. And what is wrong with a person who is 61 or 62 deciding that they still want to work? What is wrong with that? You know what some countries do? Some countries give you an option. I'm not saying that is what is available here. Some countries give you an option. Take it at the 60 and you get certain benefits and so, but if you take it at 65, you get a different set of benefits, more than you would get if you take it at 60. That's what some countries say. They offer an incentive. Yeah? So you could have a system like that. It is a possibility. That can be something that you look at. Because it is right now, you have a significant amount of people within the public service. Yeah? Who are concerned about that issue where they're saying, okay, well, let's move the retirement age. But it's a discussion. The union will have to be involved. The Public Workers Union definitely will have to be involved. And I hope that when they're involved, they do not simply let the NDC puppet them and stay behind them and use them like puppets. You know a sock puppet? Yeah. Or one of them muppets. Don't be a muppet. Look after the interests of the workers, and looking after the interests of the workers in each instance also means looking after the interests of the country. So you have to look at the bigger picture. Because if you're a millionaire on a deserted island, that money ain't worth anything to you. So you want to broke the country and you say, give. And then what are you going to spend it on? Because it had nothing. You've destroyed the country. So we have to be reasonable in our thought patterns. As I said before, in several instances, yeah, there is an attempt by the NDC. Don't look at them so I see them begging this morning, begging them to come on the program, because we know that there is a agreement with the NDC that they will not go on that program. When people go on the program who are considered senior people or executive members, they end up getting a serious tongue lashing. Because we know, and we know that they are not supposed to go onto that program. That's an unwritten thing with them because they find it to be something negative. So they refuse to go there. You see, begging this morning, begging them to come. You have to beg. You don't have a choice. You have to beg them to come because they've decided they're not going to go, and then you want to cuss poor Brenda. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Morning, fellas. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
I'm calling from under the terminal. Now, we have traffic wardens on the street, okay? But the deployment of those wardens is not working.
Mm-hmm.
I think those wardens should be in strategic position because they're going across days. I mean, like everything is as usual as how it's supposed to be. You know, There is no driving of the bus in a quick way going across the. And I find that the police that they should tell the busmen to get on with the driving because the bus going across there and the conductor walking in front. I think that is obstruction of traffic, you know. Yeah, it's obstruction, you behind there and you can't go anywhere. And another thing I think is the policemen that on traffic should look at vehicles. Now you find vehicles with wide wheels. Now I've been hit by vehicles with wide wheels twice. My vehicle recovered and nothing happened to the vehicle. The horns again under the terminus here. It's overbearing. And this is the thing the police should be looking for. The lights, when the lights hit you in the night and kind of thing. It's becoming ridiculous now. So I hope the police will look at these things and try to get it done.
Okay, thank you very much. I know that the police can only look at things within the ambit of the law, because sometimes something might be annoying to us, but when you ask the police if they can charge the person, they can't because there's no law for them to charge them under, or the law is there, but it doesn't cover that particular aspect of what is annoying you. Yeah? So I think what we'll have to do is look at the laws in relation to, one, the bright lights in the night. I have a problem with it. I have a serious problem with it because my eyes are not 100%. That's why I wear glasses. My eyes are not 100%. And by the time I get home, if I'm driving at night, by the time I get home, my eyes are seriously paining me. Especially in the south of the island where many of the bus drivers have these very, very strong lights that they put on. And I fail to understand why you're driving with fog lights in Grenada. I can't comprehend it. You're in Grenada. You swear it's a UFO coming towards you. They're driving and some of them have on the fog lights. And the LED or the, what do you call it, HID or something? These different lights and so. High intensity. Blinding you. And don't give me the thing about that's what the bus come with and that's stupidness. Because it could switch. If it blow right now, you could take it out and put in the next one. So you can take it out and put in one with less glare and so on. And some of you don't even know the lights you're putting in. You just put in a bulb. The bulb is actually not for that kind of vehicle. It's not for that setting and so on. You don't center it, all kind of things. So you're just blinding everybody on the road. But you're doing it for style. And then you're blinding other drivers on the road when they're heading to their destination. Sometimes you now have to go and put on your one to make them know, hey, dim yours now. And it's not all of them, because you know some of the drivers, they're driving and they might put it on if they realize the road kind of empty or so, and then they dim it if they see another vehicle coming, they dim it and that kind of thing. But not all of them. I'm guilty of having my lights on high beam sometime. But it's because somebody coming at me with theirs. So you're trying to signal them, hey, dim your light. And sometimes I forget it on. Until somebody give me back one and I realize, hey, you have yours on, dim it. But there's some people that are driving with it right through. So it's definitely something. Royal Grenada Police Force is definitely, I don't know what the law says in relation to it. And there's one time I don't know what the law says in relation to the lights on vehicles and so. I have no idea. But it's something that definitely has to be looked at. Because I do believe these are some of the things that are leading to many of the accidents that we're seeing taking place. Because they blind you. You can't see where the edge of the road is. Sometimes you can't even tell if somebody in the road in front of you, you can't tell. Because somebody have a light in your eye that blinding you. It reduces your vision. Yeah? So it's something that has to be looked at. This one is from the St. George Northwest Constituency Group. They're having a health fair at the Grand Mall playing field from 9 a.m. So that's going to be an educational health fair just for men. Free life-saving screening and general wellness checkups. There'll also be raffle prizes to be won, fun fitness activities, goal kickoff competition with a free massage up for grabs and much more. Free haircuts for all men over 70. So you're over 70 and you need your haircut, you could go there. Nice, right. No, but all you have free haircuts for men over 70. All you have no free hairdo for dreadlocks under 70. Nothing. So anyway, 3 specialists will be there presenting, performing checkups. Don't miss out. That's a great opportunity this Saturday, starting from 9 a.m. at the Grand Mall playing field. Also this Saturday, we have the visit of Prince Charles. He's going to be visiting the Spice this weekend. So yeah, a lot of people looking forward to that one as well. All right, nice. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of today's program. It's just about 2 minutes after the hour of 11 o'clock. So as I said earlier, they're afraid to call a convention. Young man in Carriacou, he tell them he going for General Secretary. He had the support, I think he said 7 or 8 constituencies or whatever it is. They come and they tell him, don't go for it.
We have been through rough struggles.
Want to kick out the 2 young senators. Well, yeah, the Senate tomorrow, they'll be there. Don't know how much longer they'll be there. But up to today, Dum Dum and them, they attacking them about how, you know, NDC is saying nothing. The only people you could be talking about if you say NDC ain't performing in the parliament, or NDC ain't saying enough in the parliament, the only 2 people you could be building a case against is Ron Redhead and what's the young lady name? Oh God, will you help me? Because the name does always slip me. Yeah? The only person you could be building a case against is those 2. So when Dum Dum go and his scholars and them and they start to attack, oh, the NDC is saying nothing in parliament, they letting them just get on in parliament and then say nothing and all. The only 2 people that are from NDC in parliament is these 2, so it's the only 2 people that you're attacking, yeah? You know they don't like youths, eh? Now as a parent from the 2000 all send home as soon as coming in. We know you all don't like youth. But allow the 2 youth now, man.
We are patriots at home.
Sorry, they're going to 2 of them just now. They're getting rid of 2 of them.
For the growth of this country, we employ every hand. But there are patriots in
and that's if other people don't stand up for them.
And for Grenada, they'll do whatever they Cause when a country back was against the wall.
So we'll be getting another update from this Eastern Zone games. Remember, tomorrow and Friday, the games will be taking place in the Northern Zone. Yeah, it's over 2 days. I thought it was only on Friday, but it's actually Thursday and Friday. That's for the Hillsborough Secondary and Bishop's College in Carriacou. I know the ties are being pressed right now. Yeah, all the past students and so on, Carriacou don't play that when it comes to that, you know. So they'll be in competition both tomorrow and Friday at the Hillsborough Secondary and Bishop's College, and they'll be at the Hillsborough playing field.
Look, we've held on together through difficult of times. Where dispute arises, we'll find a common line. This country we put before ourselves. Hearts of unity, always on a shelf. So no impasse could tear this country apart.
I know I've heard them speaking about NIS over the past few days, and so on. It's just more and more apparent every time I hear these individuals speak. I realize more and more that they have no understanding of what they're speaking about, or if they do have an understanding and I'm wrong, then they are willfully trying to mislead people on these issues. Because yes, we put our money into NIS. I have made my contributions. In fact, I've made enough contributions for retirement already. But I can't retire until I'm 60, which is a long time from now. Yeah, but I've just been working long. Sometimes 2 jobs at the same time, so check that one. Right, but outside of that, yeah, we've gotten to the stage where you're seeing that these people do not understand that you're putting your money into NIS. But if it continues to be a situation that each month you have people that claim maternal or paternal benefits. So you have a child, so the mother or the father claims the benefit, the $400 or so that they get. They claim that benefit. Because every month we have children being born. And most of them are being born to people who are working and who've made their contributions and are making their contributions to the NIS and can receive that benefit, that $400. Yeah? You have the death benefits that are being paid out. You have the other benefits for being injured on the job and those things that are being paid out by the National Insurance Scheme every single month. Yeah? So if we just have putting money inside there and that is being paid out, eventually what will happen is that you will run into a situation that you're paying out more money, because that's not all. You're also paying out pensions, and now you're paying to people who are not putting money into the system, but money is coming out of the system towards them. And because you've had an increase in your population between the 1980s into the 1990s, it means basically in 60 years after that, the amount of money that you're going to be paying out is going to increase. Because then you'd have a significant number of people from that boom period. You're going to have a significant number of people that are going to be qualifying for a pension, and therefore you have to be paying out more money. Yeah? So you'll find yourself in a situation, if you don't find ways of protecting that investment, you'd find yourself in a situation where the NIS could possibly go broke. And this is not a new assessment. This assessment has been done over the years. That is why the NIS invests the money that's put inside there. You don't want $1 remain $1. You want to take $1 and make it into $10. You don't want a $5 note that you put inside there remain a $5 note. You want it turned to a $20. So you try to make investments, and the interest that come off of those investments is what you would use to shore up the fund, to make sure that you have enough money there to deal with any circumstances that may come up. Yeah? God forbid a natural disaster. And you have many people of working age who are injured and so on and seeking benefits from the National Insurance Scheme. Yeah? So you have to ensure that the scheme is able to deal with these situations. That's why they invest. That's why they invest in treasury bills and so on and bonds and so. not only from Grenada, but from other regional countries, and other regional countries do the same with their insurance scheme here. We have a caller online.
Hello?
Hi, good morning.
Yes, Sheldon, it's Devon again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just called to give you another update on the situation here in Progress Park. We have seen over almost 20 events going off, a whole slate of 100 meters, both male and female, has just finished run off, and very exciting, right? Very exciting. You know, a lot of promise for the future, and right now we are about to see a number of 200 meters, right, about to start. And I said earlier on, the participation of the schools, all the schools are present, but you have both the Convent, Grenville, and SAS are the ones dominating in terms of student participation, right? Based on what I've been gathering is that some of the other schools, right, the students have been facing problems, and so getting transport to come to Progress Park, I guess because of the whole situation with the teachers and the level of organization. But nevertheless, hundreds of students are here enjoying themselves, and hopefully we'll see almost 54 events by the end of the day, right, being completed. And let's hope as we move forward, and so we see much. I'm seeing persons trickling in, right, persons in the community, and so parents coming in, and let's hope by the end of the day we will see a much more massive turnout. You already have hundreds, right, of students here, right, spectators participating, in the sports.
All right. So thank you so very much, Devon. So we're going to check in with you again at 11:30.
All right.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right, Sheldon. You take care.
All right. Yes, indeed. So it continues. Yeah, the Eastern Zone games. I feel I might run up there. Well, I ain't going to run. I'll drive. But I feel we'll go up there after. You never know, you know. Yeah, you could try that.
Through a difficult situation, your finances are vacuum and gone. So much friends you had before, there is no more. And now you really want to drop. You realize you no longer on top. You find yourself in a quandrum. There's no hand to pick you up. But despite the grim situation, you must find a will to move on. Stand up.
Yeah, so those of you in the St. Andrew area, head on out. Yeah, watch the young people run with it. Get in your section. Whether it's a St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School, whether it's the St. Joseph's Convent, Grenville, Grenville Secondary School, Grenada Christian Academy, Montrose Secondary, St. David's Catholic Secondary School. Get in your section and run with it.
Inside you have to go. Flashes of light, it's out of sight.
Mr. Technical Man, when you get some more, you go let me know. Yeah? When you get some more video and pictures and things from down there, you go let me know. You understand? Yeah. So when you get it, you will set me up nicely, yeah?
Prison wall, while your victim fight for his life in hospital. Frustration get to your brain. It's like you went insane. Still, we can't understand.
Also, folks, matches continue in the Dogs Challenge Trophy, yeah?
Brickman block, oh, you entrance.
When we get the updated schedule, we'll let you know.
It has gone to shame. And now it plays back on your mind. Hoping you could roll back the time. And as you sat
So I know we have some matches for today. St. George Northeast versus Town of St. George at the Wesley Hall playing field.
and the blood pressure's in your vein.
In other words, I think you want to say River Road across there. Yeah. And St. Mark versus St. Patrick West, that's taking place at the Shantimel playing field. And these matches were rescheduled from last week, Wednesday, when there was that rain, yeah? And you have St. David versus St. Andrew Southwest at the Malmont playing field. So St. George Northeast versus Town of St. George, that match starts at 5:30 p.m. St. Mark versus St. Patrick West is taking place at Shantimel playing field from 7 p.m. Yeah, they're under lights and thing now, so they have it going on.
The voices bombard your brain.
And St. David versus St. Andrew Southwest is at the Malmont playing field from 6 p.m.
You to and fro, thinking you should.
Those are the matches for today under the Docs Challenge Trophy.
Look, the woman gone with another man after all you have done. Confused, you want to go.
440-7377.
The voices won't let you sleep. Oh my God, you're getting weak.
Yeah, let me say a very special happy birthday. My good friend Roger Pierre.
To carry on.
Know your birthday is tomorrow, but seeing that we'll be on tomorrow with the Parliament sitting, saying a happy birthday for you today, brother. And also saying a very special good morning to Miss Clytie Pierre. I hope that you're having a fabulous morning this morning. Miss Bernice, good morning to you, my dear. Miss Irma Jacob. Miss Noriega, good morning. Kiami, good morning, sweetheart. We've got a call online. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I just want to comment a bit on the situation with the sports, yeah?
Yeah.
The sport they're having now with the Eastern and Western and Southern zone, that's the sports they're having because of the dispute between the principal and the teachers, government, yeah?
Mm-hmm. It's happening in spite of that.
But what I'm trying to say, yeah?
Not because, but in spite of. But go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say, after they have this sport, where would the children be going from there? Who would be seeing them?
I'm trying to understand which aspect of it you're referring to.
This sport they have it now, yeah?
Yeah.
For the secondary school children.
Mm-hmm.
They are having it because of no intercall.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
So I'm asking, after they finish with these sports now they're having, would the youths be sent out to university? Would they be recognized? Would they be acknowledging them? Would there be scouting coaches coming to look at this young man?
But that's what happens during intercall, and that's what will happen during these sports.
I don't think this will happen during this sport.
But you may not think so, but that is what will be happening. You have your opinion, and I'm telling you the fact that it will be happening during the sports.
During this sport?
Yeah.
So there would also be a character team?
Character team is not selected through intercall.
But after intercall, they usually have...
No. Let me stop you immediately. Because this, I remember, I was a junior minister in the Ministry of Sports. I can tell you for a fact, character team has nothing to do with intercall.
I'm not arguing. I'm just clarifying.
I'm clarifying for you and for everyone else with that misconception right now. Character team is not selected through intercall. It has nothing to do with intercall.
Okay,
Character team, hold on. Character team is selected at national champs, and there are some games that take place before the qualifying games that take place. You also have to make the qualifying times and distances to be able to qualify for the character games. It has nothing to do with intercall.
But what I think is that young people... Okay, let me start from the conflict. I think government should settle the dispute with its teachers.
No, let me stop you right there.
In other words,
hold on. No. Hold on. Government is not the one that's not willing to settle a dispute.
Who is it?
The union is the one that's not willing to settle a dispute.
But what the government brings to the table is not worth it to them. So
if the union refuses to discuss, you see, the union leadership has to look after their union members, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what they're selected. Hold on. That's what they're selected to do. The government of Grenada has to look after the people of Grenada, the entire country, not just the teachers.
I know that.
And therefore, if you know that,
we could raise money for
if you know that,
why we can raise money for our teachers?
No, this is an idiotic statement. I'll say it as it is. It's an
you
idiotic
this kind
statement.
Of word, idiotic?
Yes, because
That's
money.
The word you use it?
Yes, because money for LIAT is a one-off payment of less than $1 million.
What
you're speaking? Hold on. What you're speaking about is something that will have to be paid by the government of Grenada for the rest of history. You're speaking billions of dollars as compared to less than $1 million. That's idiotic. It's an idiotic statement to me.
You can say that, Sheldon.
I've just said it and I'll repeat it again. It's an idiotic statement to make.
Listen.
You cannot compare the two.
I see Grenada right now.
You cannot compare the two.
Whereby you want to just go with the culture, with the flow then. People agree to things and the government just put it down their throat and they accept it.
No, they're not accepting it.
That's what happened in Grenada.
My brother, you cannot hold the people of Grenada to ransom for anything like that.
Future is going down the drain. Culture going down the drain.
Who is to blame?
Maybe we could have had a Kirani this year in Intercall.
But who was the ones that stopped the games? Was it the government that said no Intercall?
We blocking, we stumbling the youth, the talent.
You're making sense. Bye-bye. Who were the one that said they having any Intercall? Was it the government of Grenada? Or was it the Principals Association who have been the organization that have been having Intercall for how many years? It's not the government of Grenada. Put the blame where the blame is. The government has said again and again, since last year, long before October, the unions step off the table and refuse to come back. Then they decide to take an industrial action. The government has said that this is not possible. Let us negotiate. The unions stay at one position. They want 25 and they want 25. The government is saying, let us negotiate. You cannot get the 25. Let us negotiate. They're putting other things on the table. So what are they going to do? Blame the government for trying to be flexible or blame the union for trying to be inflexible? And it's an idiotic statement. And I refuse to take it back because it's stupid to try and compare the two. It shows a lack of understanding or a willful attempt to mislead. One of the two. It's a lack of understanding or a willful attempt to mislead, and I will not apologize for saying it's idiotic, because it is. You cannot compare a payment of less than $1 million to a payment of billions of dollars. You cannot. What do you want to compare? The amount of money you spend for 2 Mint compared to the money you're going to spend for the Mint factory? This is a one-off payment. If LIAT were to stop flying to Grenada right now, you're losing over $1 million in less than a month. You will be losing that. Because you're talking about the air bridge between Barbados, St. Lucia, and Trinidad to Grenada. So the hotels will be losing. Yeah? Down to the farmers will be losing that provide the food stuff, and so to the hotels. Businesses will be losing because a lot of the business transactions take place through people who have to travel to LIAT to and from Grenada. You're going to lose over $1 million in less than a year. And you're not even asking for $1 million from Grenada fully. And Grenada is not committed to paying that amount of money. A request has been made. Grenada said that they would look at it and decide how much they're going to pay. And that's a one-off payment. It's not you have to pay that every month. That's a one-off payment. So you either have a lack of understanding of the issue or you're willfully attempting to mislead people on that issue. What I'm supposed to do? Stay here and say that makes sense? It's idiotic. And anybody that makes that statement is idiotic. I make no apologies for that. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott.
Hey, how are you?
Well, I'm doing very well. I'm listening attentively to you. Well, you know, now, St. Mary's RC in Lafayette is my alma mater. So when they're discussing, you know, big $1 million, $1 million, that sometimes I try to stay outside of the fray because I don't want to embarrass myself and talking about things maybe I don't quite understand. But the issues with public servants and teachers, it is unfair for us to talking about the $1.3 million we have to give to LIAT and equating it with that.
But you haven't even said that they're going to give 1.3. They said a request has been made. Government will decide how much they're going to give. You don't necessarily have to give that amount.
Even if that is the case, I mean, I don't see how, to do that is, when we make statements like that, is two things. There is either we don't understand, or we intentionally being mischievous and misleading.
Yeah.
But Mr. Scott, let me rush to my main point here. Now, listen, if my support for the NNP and Minister Thomas is singing for my supper and backing Mr. Scott, I have no problem with that. Because listen, if backing means no, I back to scare away the other dogs. I back to let the other dogs know that there is a new sheriff in town. I back to let the other dogs know that they get the butt kicked before, and if they trespass, the butt will get kicked again. I back because I have children that are bright, brilliant, and intelligent, and the best outside of Grenada. So backing in Grenada will hopefully lay the foundation, for them to get a position in one of our diplomatic missions. I back so my niece and my nephew, and my children who have dual citizenship could get a scholarship to further their studies. I'm backing because I see a state-of-the-art child facility being built in Moncton that will benefit the community. I'm backing because Grenada is moving forward under this government, whereas before under the former government, we was in reverse. I'm backing because the Moncton playing field is properly lit and the community can now use it day and night. I'm backing because I support a party that kicks its competitor like a ball without any air in it. I'm backing because I support a winning team. I'm backing because I'm anticipating a successful secondary school meet. I'm backing because the student athlete of this country will have the opportunity to showcase their talent in a safe and healthy environment. So, gentlemen, whenever you hear me backing, I'm just celebrating Grenada's success financially, economically, socially, and most of all, I'm backing celebrating a stable political environment that will allow foreign investors to come to Grenada and invest the money. Mr. Scott, I'm backing. You have a pleasant day, sir.
Thank you very much, my brother. Yeah. I hate it when people try to seem as though that they're experts or they know what they're talking about when they don't know what they're talking about, or they believe that you don't know what they're talking about, so they're trying to bamboozle you. And it's idiotic. You cannot compare the two. You cannot. That's the same as you tell a man, okay, I gain you $500, or you tell him, I'm giving you a job for the rest of your workable life, and I'm going to pay you $2,000 a month. We're going to say you're going to compare giving him the one-off $500 to be the same as you're giving him a $2,000 a month for the rest of your working days? That's different. They cannot be the same thing. They are not the same thing. Yeah, ain't that idiotic statement out there. And it's based simply in politics, not in logic, not in reality, not in common sense, and certainly not in economics. That statement is based in one thing and one thing only: politics. Let's get it straight. If nobody else will tell you on radio, I'll say it here. It's just based in politics. We have to be clear on this. We have to be very, very clear on this. Yeah? Very, very clear on this. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call on the inside. If you're outside of Grenada, 347-329-3101. Also saw some of them. The St. Lucian Prime Minister said that he will not buy shares in Liad. So I've seen some of them trying to put it on social media to give the impression now that what he is doing is different to what Grenada is doing. Grenada hasn't bought shares. Grenada is being asked to help the airline to remain in operation. The Prime Minister of Grenada said before that unless they change the way that they operate, Grenada was not going to put any money in it. They took that audio now and they're playing it now to make it look like he's contradicting himself by what he's doing now and what he said then. He said then if they did not change their modus operandi, if they did not change the way they're operating, constantly late and all kind of nonsense, they have changed. They've improved. Liat has improved the way that they're operating. Give Jack his jacket. You doesn't hear about Liat plane going down. I don't mind it being late, you know, once I reach where I'm going. But some of us are blinded by politics, so that's all they could see. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott.
Morning.
And how are you?
Quite fine.
Mr. Scott, that gentleman who spoke, not the last one, the one before the last, he accustomed doing those things. Take no notice of him. He got nothing to say. He know the truth. The Prime Minister been telling us the truth for such a long time now, and he knows the truth. He listens to other people. He know the statement. He know exactly what is happening with the union, but he failed to understand. He does the same thing on morning time with Shaggy, and Shaggy usually cut him off. So this is his habit. If he have his political agenda, and he set his mind to it, and that's exactly what he's doing. So take no notice of him. He's just trying to spread the news. So, Mr. Scott, you look after yourself.
All right,
and bear him no mind. He's nothing. He's nothing. Okay, right. Bye-bye.
All right, but I wouldn't say he's nothing. He has his contribution to make and so on, but I also have my contribution to make. And I will say what I believe to be the truth. Yeah? And what I know to be the truth. For instance, you don't even understand that intercall isn't used as the qualifier for CRFM. We can have a conversation then. A lot of people used to think that. We've said it on this program more than once. I've said it here. Intercall is not a qualifying activity for CRFM games. It doesn't affect CRFM games. They usually have the CRFM qualifiers somewhere up in February, maybe even as early as late January, because the list of athletes that have to compete in CRFM games have to be in usually by the end of February, beginning of March. That list has to be in. By the time the intercall games are taking place, it is too late for athletes who have competed in intercall games to use their times or distances in the intercall games to qualify for CRFM. That's why you have the CRFM qualifiers earlier up. Yeah? We have a caller.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
I love how you attack that fella this morning.
Bull, behave yourself.
I love it. Because they sent him.
Don't worry with that. Don't make them the topic of the program. You good?
I'm more than good.
All right, man. I hope when the game's coming on the 6th of April at the stadium, that Bull make sure he come out.
Once I'm alive, I might come, man.
You will be alive, man. You ain't going nowhere in a hurry. Bull, you ain't going nowhere in a hurry. You go more than be alive.
Asking God for life, health, and strength.
Yes, man, and you're getting it.
How you mean I getting it, we? So everything all right, by the way?
Yes, man, we good.
And Devon all right, too?
Yes, man. You go call in a little while again.
Well, all right, then.
Yeah, man.
Keep up the good work.
Okay, Bull.
Boy.
All right, Bull.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, let's get certain things straight, because I see some people have been attempting to use that as a means of attacking the games. That, it have no intercall, so you can't go CRFM. Nonsense. The people who are saying that don't know. We need to educate them. So I'm educating them today. Intercall games have never been used as a qualifier for CRFM games. CRFM games have the qualifying. Ask the Grenada Athletics Association. Call them now and ask them, or the Grenada Olympic Association, or the Ministry of Sports. Call them and ask them. It's not used as a qualifier. That's why sometimes you look at the intercall games here and you see athletes and you see them mashing up the track, they're winning this, they're winning that and all kind of thing, and you say, but how come that one ain't on the CRFM team? Because the CRFM team has already been selected and submitted by the time intercall games take place. But not only that, sometimes you see a person in the intercall games here, and that person may win the 100 meter and they may win it by a couple meters in front of the nearest athlete, but the time that they win it in isn't fast enough to qualify for CRFM. So sometimes you're bad, but you're only bad in your own yard. Yeah? That is what happens. So let's be clear on that. I think we have a caller on the overseas line. Good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Morning. You're
Hello?
Yes, you're a live caller. Go right ahead.
Okay, morning, Sheldon. Sorry about that. Okay, first of all, Sheldon, you started doing it, I think you should explain to people for the different games, regional and international games, the process that is being done, what each sporting arena asks for in terms of the intercall, what the students benefit from the intercall, what games do they use to select the different participants. And another thing I have to say, which is outside of the sporting thing, my problem with this whole thing with the teachers and the government, I am not saying no, the teachers should not get what is due to them, right? I think the problem, and I think the misunderstanding that most persons have is that the government have its portfolio to fulfill, as well as the teachers have its portfolio to fulfill. And unless there is not a ground where that the situation cannot be met, me and you have a dispute, I do not want to meet with you. You do not want to meet. I want to meet with you. You do not want to meet with me because your thing is that I should apologize and frank with, and I refuse to apologize. Let's talk about it, and then maybe we will see where or what the outcome would be. But then some people do not understand that if you don't want to meet with me, there is nothing I could do. My hands are tied. I am giving you my position, and this is my position. Right? You stand at your position and you stand at your position. But my thing is that who is the major one to that this is really the burden is falling on? The students are the one that being affected. And honestly, I have a niece right now in Form 5, right? And Sheldon, people, I guess, who is not in this situation would not understand. Because of that, my niece is so back on her SBAs and everything else that they're trying now to have the student catch up, right? Look, now my niece have to be doing pre-test. I remember when I was in school, pre-test used to be done November, December, right? Now you're giving the students a pre-test, right? To me, in a way, some students may look at it as, okay, that's good because you know why. They would see it as okay, I would see where I am based on my CXCs. But to another student who felt that they were so in line, and then to get an exam a month, 2 months before the actual exam, and they fail that exam, what mentally would that student do? Because knowing that you have 6 or 7 other subjects to catch up to. I'm not saying the test is not bad, but what I'm saying, the timing of the test, that is the problem. So that's my contribution today to you.
All right. Thank you very much. And you're also hearing of situations where there are students who were preparing to write their CPEA and they're behind. They're behind. Parents, don't leave it up to the teachers. It should never be totally up to the teachers. If your child is not ready to write the CPEA, believe me, you have to take part of the blame in relation to that, because you're supposed to be doing the work at home. Don't leave it totally up to the teachers and the schools. Then you could be held at gunpoint, which is what is taking place with some of us. I'm saying us, although it doesn't apply to me, but it's happening to some of us parents and our children. Yeah? Don't allow anybody to hold you at gunpoint for your child. Do what needs to be done. Get it done at home. Or if you have to get some classes or whatever, get it done. Because you do not want a situation where your child should have been able to pass the CPEA this year, and because of the actions of others, they are unable to do it. No, step into the breach. Do what has to be done. I ain't going to end up with that problem, seriously. One, my son has a good teacher, and two, I'm making sure that I follow up myself with your children and follow up with them. You can't leave it up to them. But I was saying, when it comes to CRFM games, intercol games, the games that take place here around that are not qualifiers for that. So the National Schools Championship will not be a qualifier for the CRFM games. The qualifiers for the CRFM games have gone already. Yeah? That has nothing to do with the schools and all of this sort of thing. Because the CRFM games are not a school games. They are games for a certain age range during which people are in school, but it's not a school games. It's a national something and a regional something. Yeah? So that team, that list would have list in already for those games. Yeah, so let's get that straight. Don't get that straight. Let's get that straight, sorry. All right? Nice, beautiful. 4407377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers to get onto the inside. There's no excuse for a person not to understand certain things these days, you know. Because there are tons of information online and otherwise, yeah?
But some people that know thinking so low.
I heard people trying to put this political thing about government find money for Liat. That's talking about the St. Lucian Prime Minister say he's not buying the shares. Government of Grenada is not buying shares. The St. Lucian government have been requested to do the same thing that the Grenada government has been requested to do. That was at the heads meeting. That's make that one-off payment to assist the airline to remain in operation. Have the airline improved their operations over the years? Yes, they have improved. Are they one of the safest airlines on planet Earth? Yes, LIAT, Leeward Island Travel Service, is one of the safest airlines in the world. Yeah, I prefer the late than never reach. Good morning.
Hey, sir, morning.
Morning, sir.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
The reason why I asked yesterday about the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday issue relative to the game was because I heard the minister said yesterday morning, you know, he kind of wishing the best for the 3 days.
Yeah, I picked up afterwards where you got it from, yeah.
This morning I hear correctly, you realize that.
Yeah, I picked it up afterwards.
But I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, you know, how it is structured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Carriacou are having it over 2 days, so they're having it Thursday and Friday.
Relative to that
College.
NIS issue, and the issue, well, mainly as it has to do with retirement, the age of retirement. I am 63. Yeah? A lot of students, people who work with government, I've been to school with, and a few years ago, I've been having that conversation with them, where they're talking to me about they can't wait to go home after 60. And I keep saying to them, hello, what you going to be doing after 60 for all these years if you're going to live up to 80 and 90? Don't think it's a simple thing you're sitting at home not having to go to a job every day. No? You take it for granted that you're working every day and you get bored with it and it's something simple. Careful. And I, in the process, was thinking all the time that at 60, a person is a young person still. So to send a person home or a person having to go home based on the laws and the protocol set in motion, I've always had a problem with it. So when it comes to people talking about extending the age to 65, I have no problem with it. Now, it does two things. It gives people the reason to continue thinking that at 60 you're still young. And in the society, you're not expired yet. Because a lot of people, by the time they reach 60, you start looking at them as old based on that premise that you are qualified to go home and sit down. You catch the point I'm making?
Yeah.
So I am in full agreement with the idea of extending the age to 65. I don't know why anybody would have a problem with it. I don't understand, and the economic aspect of it is a very telling issue. where it takes out the burden on government to have to make sure that money is put aside for pension for people that early. Do you catch what I'm saying? To me, the whole thing makes a lot of sense, and I think the government should just go forward with the idea, put the age of retirement, as you might call it, up to 65. Because people at 60, I'm 60, 63, like I said, and I'm as strong as, healthy as, well, some people are not healthy as, when they reach that age sometime. And if you're not healthy, like you said, to the person, if they have to walk with stick by that time, there could be options. You take the retirement at 62, maybe 60, but with less benefits and this kind of thing. Because if you can't make it, you can't make it. You can't force a person, when they just can't make it in such circumstance and situation.
Yeah.
But a person at 60, I could tell anybody, I'm past 60, I'm 63, and I do construction work. And construction work is not the easiest work. I do farming. I like to make my garden and so on. It's not the easiest thing on the world. And this aspect of getting tired is something I don't have to complain about. One, you take care of yourself by eating right. You rest as much as possible. Because some people, if they feel they could go, just keep going. But if you eat right, like I keep telling guys on work, especially construction workers, they don't eat right, they come to work, and in 2 hours' time, they burn out. You know that kind of thing? So you find the work hard. I don't find construction work hard. I never find it hard. For a man, I like hard work if it is hard. And the thing about it is that you eat right, you take care of yourself, you focus on this type of thing. Because, it's one life you have, one body you have to take care of. Make sure you do that well. So that complaint, when you reach 60, you feel you're tired and you should go home and you're too old to keep working. That's nonsense. I agree with the government, put the age at 65.
All right, my brother.
Take care.
All right, thanks. And we lost that other call. Yeah, 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get on to the inside of today's program. Remember to like and share the program. And again, reminder programming note, tomorrow there will be a sitting of the Senate, the upper house. As such, there'll be the broadcast will start from 9 a.m. tomorrow until. Yeah, so if you tune in online, you'll get us from 9 a.m. as well as for those of you listening via terrestrial radio 89.5, we'll be joined by 97.5 from 10 a.m. Yeah, they have programming that they must do up till that point in time, so we'll be joined by that time by them. All right. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to get on to the inside of today's program.
With malice intention, when instead they could be uplifting a sister for life progression. It is so hard. Now when a man turn a big man and still didn't grow, but the reason they broke.
Yes, indeed. So we have Devon reporting in again. Devon.
Yes, boss. Good morning again.
Yeah, man.
Yes, and again, reporting here from Progress Park, and so we see the crowd is building up with students and spectators, and at this point in time, there's still the 200 meters runoff. There has been over 20, 25 events already.
Wow!
Right, taking place. So we are seeing an exciting day so far. Right, of athletics by all the students, all the schools participating, and so, right. Sheldon, one thing though I must note, in terms of the school participation, one would ask in terms of, for example, the Christian Academy, right. There's less than 100 students in Christian Academy, right. So you will find from their end the attendance will be very minimal, right. But as I said earlier on, the St. Andrews Secondary, St. Andrews Anglican Secondary, the Convent, St. David's, GSS, they are well represented, and they have a lot of fun, right? And as I said again, the is over about 54 events, right, started to take place today. And so, we hope to see some very exciting sports before the end of the day.
All right.
Before I go, though, I don't know if you want to ask any question, anything you may want to find out.
No, you're giving good information, and once I do have to ask question, mean you're saying everything that we need to hear.
All right. So I just want to make one appeal to those of you out there who are contemplating in coming to Progress Park. Right? Don't waste any time. Get here, come out and support the students, right, of the Eastern Zone. Right? They are really making a name for themselves. Right? They are defying all the odds and coming out here, right, to participate. Right? They are not getting involved in any trickle or whatever is going on. Right? They are concentrating on.
Hello.
As I say, we will not be having another report again.
Your credit done.
Before, right, at the thing, but
So your credit done.
No. One thing I postpaid. We'll try that.
Oh yeah, I forget. Your postpaid and shoot. Your postpaid. You're lucky. Your postpaid and shoot. I forget.
I didn't hear that.
I say I forgot your postpaid and shoot.
Yeah. So again, Sheldon, from Progress Park, I really want to advise all who is not here as yet, who are listening to me, please come out and support, come out and make it the numbers much more. We have hundreds of students and spectators out here taking part, and we expect to see more as the day, concludes. Right? So until again Friday, I'm Devon Romain, and hey, I'm doing my best in Progress Park.
All right, brother. Thank you so very much, Devon. All right. Yes, folks, we've been speaking with Devon Romain. He's out there at the Progress Park Eastern Zonal Games. And they are under the way at the Progress Park right now. And Devon has given us a report. There are over 20 events gone already, 54 events in total. So they're nearly to the halfway mark already. Minutes to 12, and they should be finished by 3 p.m. this afternoon. Even while he's speaking there, you could have been hearing the screaming and the shouting and so in the background as some of the races will be being run off. All right, so that's the Eastern Zonal Games. Remember, if you're in the St. Andrew area, head on over. Yeah, go on and support the games out there in St. Andrew. We might get a little look at it again just before we run off. We're going to let you get a little look at it again to see what is going on up there. All right, nice.
Events and
so as I was telling you, Parliament tomorrow, starting from 9. So Sister I'll usually join us at 9 when it's happening. So we'll be broadcasting via HARDTALK Grenada Live. That's on Facebook. HARDTALK Grenada via YouTube. 89.5 CRFM. And Sister Isle FM, and in Brooklyn 94.9. That's usually from about 9. City Song usually joins at 10.
Idleness, not making your mind simple. Now all you should know, your mind is the center of your universe.
Looking forward to that one.
Thing to waste. Yes, man. In all different sizes, and in your head it was placed to uplift and elevate those around me. With tremendous grace, positive is always the way to go. I want to
those kind of some of those comments that people just make it past other people. You think will get past me? No. Stop it and deal with it one time.
Illiteracy, simple mind, talk about places.
And leave it and next thing you forget to deal with. No, deal with them.
Ordinary mind, speak about events and personalities, but good mind.
So this thing about the NIS shouldn't be taking government bills and government. They take bonds and bills from other governments, not only the Grenada government, because they have to invest and then they get back the monies and the interest on it. And the interest on it is what helps to build the fund, build more money into the fund that they can deal with what they have to deal with when the time comes. Remember after Hurricane Ivan, and NIS had to be paying out a set of money to try and help people and so on? They have to build, so in case anything like that, God forbid, were to happen again, that they have money inside it that they're able to use to be able to do things. So it cannot be a situation. That's an uneconomic, unsensible, non-realistic approach to it, to say that everybody put their money in NIS and just leave the money there. That is it. When we're ready for it, we go and take it. No. Because even if you check, every month you might be putting in what? At the most, $100 and something, $200 and something, according to the level of your salary. It might be as little as 20 something or 30 something or 40 something dollars that you're putting in every month. But when you retire, you want to be receiving somewhere a couple hundred to a couple thousand, according to the level of your salary again, dollars. Does that make economic sense to you? Does that sound as something that's sustainable? That if I'm putting in, let's say Sheldon, I'm putting in $125 a month into the national insurance scheme every month for the last 20 something years. Let's say the amount that I'm putting is $125. And then the day comes that I retire, and when I retire, I start receiving $2,500 from the NIS every month. How could the NIS be sustainable if that is the situation? It means the $125 I put in every month, they have to find a way to multiply that $125. So whether it is the government in the home country, as in Grenada, that says, okay, we'll give you shares in this, so when the shareholders, when the shares are shared up at the end of the year, we're going to receive the interest off of that, we're going to receive or payments and so, or whether it's bonds and so on from other countries, or from Grenada or wherever, that they receive the interest on it to build. Because the $125 or the $30 or the $40 that you're paying every month, when you have to get your pension out of them, it's not $30 or $40 you get in. Sometimes 4 times, 5 times that, 10 times that you're going to receive. So if we understand that, because you check your pay slip, see how much you're paying into NIS. Then use the calculation and find out what at the end of your time, because you're going to take the highest salary you have for the 5 years, for a 5-year period. Your 5 best years, in other words. So the 5 years you're working for the highest salary is what they're going to take and calculate to find out what your monthly payment is going to be like. Yeah, they have other things they have to multiply it by. Forget the formula right now. To find out what your monthly payment is going to be. But whatever your monthly payment is going to be much higher, sometimes as much as 10 times higher, but much higher than whatever it is you were paying in on a monthly basis. So it's unsustainable if it continues in that way without making other things, putting other things in place. Yeah? We need to understand that. Many of us, we need to understand that. A lot of people just speaking because they have a hatred in their heart. Their club, a hate, is the cult of hate. Yeah, it's a cult. As I saw Mr. Grimes saying, it's a cult of hate. It's just that they just hate Dr. Keith Mitchell. They just hate the NNP. So anything that comes into the mind that they believe going to be damaging, they don't care how idiotic or stupid they make themselves look. And I'm not saying that the caller who called earlier is a supporter. I don't know the man. I don't know if he's supporting the NDC or something. But I'm saying that trend of thought has been coming out from people who belong to the cult of hate. So without any reasoning, they say, well, okay, let me see. That Liat thing is something we pay in every month? No. Is it even the amount that you're paying in pensions or anything? No. It's way under that. What do we lose if you don't pay it? Well, you lose the air bridge. So the businessman who wants to come up from Trinidad to do a business here, that's going to bring in a couple $1 million, or the person from Barbados who wants to do that, or some other country, cannot get into the country easily, may decide, let me go somewhere because it's easier to get in there. The tourists who may be looking to come here and have to pay the higher price on another airline to get into here, because when you have less flights coming in, the flights that do come in, the price of them is going to go up. So they're going to decide, I'm not going to that hotel. So the hotel staff get laid off because you have less people coming in. So what do? Do you say, we're willing to lose that $1.5 million or $2 million by not paying under $1 million? Does that make economic sense or reasoning? Does that make common sense to you? They say common sense ain't too common. But does that make common sense to you? Does that make economic sense to you? It does not. Have they made some of the changes that was recommended by the Prime Minister of Grenada? Yes, they have. Have they improved on various areas? Yes, they have. So what is the problem now in trying to help keep them afloat? It's not a permanent thing that you're going to be doing. But if you're talking about pensions and gratuity, you're speaking about something that has to be paid. Because a lot of people still feel that this thing is about some one-off payment, like it's a money you have to sit down there holding that you ain't pay these people. That is not the case. That shows that this person who believes that has totally been tuned out of sensible discussions for the last few months. We have to be realistic. We have to be reasonable. We have to be sensible. And most of all, we have to be truthful. Yeah? Okay, I'm seeing Depot saying that he is seeing many children with potential running without cleats. And so you want to identify some of them you'll be coming down for in April. Okay. All right, my brother, we will do that. All right? Folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. And whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. My name is Sheldon Scott, out from here. Remember, I'll be back on with you on Friday, but tomorrow we will be having the Senate sitting, so you'll be seeing the upper house. And we're starting at 9, not at 10, at 9. At 9 or at 10 on City Sound, but via www.hardtalkgrenada.com, the website, via Hard Talk Grenada Live on Facebook, via Hard Talk Grenada on YouTube, yeah, and via 89.5 CRFM, via 92.9 Cicero FM in Carriacou, and 94.9 in Brooklyn. We will be starting on the terrestrial radio on all of them at 9 a.m. and then on City Sound from 10 a.m. So you have it covered to listen to the Senate sitting tomorrow. I am out of here, and whatever you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you.
Government awards 6 island scholarships to top TAMCC performers. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Tuesday, March 19th, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. Government has awarded 6 island scholarships to the top performers at the Cape and Associate degree levels at the T.A. Marisho Community College, following recommendations by the National Award Selection Committee. Those awarded are Tamara Bubb for Natural Sciences, Toya Amede, Natural Sciences, Sydney Walker, Social Sciences, Trevon St. Bernard, Humanities, Tara Thomas, TVET, and Jarrell Stewart, Information Technology. The value of each scholarship award is approximately $65,000 per year per student, which means each student will receive financial support of up to at least $195,000 over the course of their studies. During the weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday, Senator Simon Steele, Minister for Climate Resilience, the Environment, Forestry, Fisheries, Disaster Management and Information, said the students will all be bonded and must adhere to the terms of the bonds.
Grenada expends many tens of millions of dollars, in the region of $40 to $50 million per year, on scholarships to our students. And these resources, it's actually taxpayers' money, it's the government money, taxpayers' money that is contributing to these scholarships. And it's important for the individual students to recognize the national sacrifice that is made to afford them the opportunities to continue their studies, and the need for them to give back in terms of national service, in terms of serving their bond. And together with St. George's University, we're actually reviewing once again the bond contract to see how that could be further strengthened to ensure that there is solid enforcement of that bond.
Making specific reference to medical graduates, where he says tens of millions of dollars are spent on training doctors and nurses, Senator Steele says working with the St. George's University, there will be special focus on these scholarship awardees who have not fulfilled the terms of their bonds and who are employed with the university.
We'll be working with SGU to identify those individuals and to ensure that service is provided. They can continue working in their employ at St. George's University, but they need to carve out time to come back and work within our healthcare system throughout the course of their working week, their working month, to fulfill the terms of that bond. And in addition to that, those graduates who have served their bond will be asking for a voluntary program where those medical students can offer their service on a voluntary basis.
These 6 Island Scholarship awardees announced on Tuesday are in addition to the 25 Medical Scholarship Awards, each valued at $700,000, a total of $17.5 million invested in new doctors. Some of the challenges faced by the Grenville Secondary School regarding sanitation are currently being resolved with the hope of resuming normal school day activities on Thursday, March 21st. Chief Education Officer Mr. David Andrew provided more information on the current situation, including special instructions for the students regarding Wednesday's Eastern Zonal Games. Details from Annette Moore.
Repairs to the Grenville Secondary School's soakaway facility are currently in progress as the Ministry of Education collaborates with the Ministry of Works to ensure proper health and safety standards at the school.
Within the last few weeks, quite a number of things have happened, in fact. Some broken pipes were repaired. The chambers have been cleaned and cleared of all its contents. And today, I think, not just today, but over the weekend, they started working on changing some pipes. The pipes that fed into the soakaway system, we understand, were smaller ones or bigger ones into a smaller pipe, which created a backlog. And so structurally, they needed to change that. In doing that, they encountered some huge concrete slabs, we understand, that made it difficult to progress with the work. Consequently, it rendered some sections of the washroom facility, the females' washroom facility, and the teachers' facility inoperable. And as a result, we've had to send students home yesterday. We were not aware of this before, so we couldn't have avoided that. We do regret that, but we've had to send them home. And as we speak, work is continuing on the site.
Given the current situation, Andrew noted a change in the arrangements regarding students reporting to school prior to the Eastern Zonal Games on Wednesday.
We advise that given that tomorrow is the Eastern Zonal Meet, we ask that students of the Grenville Secondary School report directly to Progress Park. So don't go to the school. We are allowing that time for the workmen to expedite the works there so that we can have a resumption of school on Thursday.
The Chief Education Officer also had some words of assurance for parents, teachers, and the public.
We are saddened at the fact that we have to lose instructional time. That's something we guard very dearly. And it bleeds our heart when we have to close school for any reason, really. But the safety and well-being of our students, the gases, the fumes, they could be equally dangerous. And we are caught between a hard place and a rock.
The Chief Education Officer emphasized that the ministry has been monitoring the situation to ensure that neither students nor teachers are adversely affected by the situation.
We want to assure parents and the general public that we are very concerned about student safety and the well-being of all teachers and students on each of our school plants. And so in keeping with best safety practices, we've had to make some of these decisions. And we're also concerned about instruction and contact time between teachers and students. We know that our teachers are going to do all they can to make up for lost time, lost instructional time. And from previous discussions with teachers there when we had the issues the week before, teachers assured me that they were giving additional work through online means, because teachers are very concerned about instructional time too. And we appreciate all of that. So we beg your patience as we work with the Ministry of Works and our technical support to resolve this problem.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
This Wednesday, March 20th, we head to the Progress Park for the Eastern Zonal Meet of the National Secondary School Games. Come see powerhouses: St. David's Catholic Secondary, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary, St. Joseph's Convent Grenville, Grenville Secondary, and the Grenada Christian Academy. So this Wednesday, 20th March, Progress Park, and then on Friday, 22nd March, we head to the Hillsborough playing field for the Northern Zone, which features Hillsborough Secondary and Bishop's College. Admission to all these games absolutely free. Our nation's children still have a dream. The opportunity will shape their destiny. Your games, your future. Progress Park this Wednesday.
Continuing the news, Climate Resilience Minister Senator Simon Steele says government anticipates a successful National Secondary School Games on April 5th. This is despite reports that some principals and teachers are encouraging students not to participate in the zonal games. During the weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday, Senator Steele said government is pleased with the successful staging of the Western Games in Guelph last week and is hopeful that all schools registered for the Eastern Zone will participate. He said good sense must prevail amidst the current impasse regarding gratuity and work to rule.
We look forward to the continued successes of these zonal games. We look forward to what will take place tomorrow, on Thursday and Friday, and then in the finals on the 5th of April, where we can see our young men and women, our students, our children performing to the best of their ability, with the support of the ministry, with the support of principals, with the support of teachers and parents. This is about our children.
Senator Steele stressed that enhancing the future of the students must be foremost in the minds of all.
We're encouraged by the level of participation from some principals, some teachers at the Western Games, and we anticipate that that will continue with the Eastern and the Carriacou Games. All I can say at this time is that we call upon the better judgment of those principals who aren't cooperating thus far, and just reinforce the message that we need to consider what is in the best interest of our children and our students at all times.
Residents of St. John can now look forward to receiving first-hand assistance from officers in the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment following the opening of its St. John sub-office. A ceremony was held on Tuesday to mark the occasion. Delroy Lewison has details.
The parish of St. John now has a social development sub-office. The Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment hosted a special ceremony on St. Peter's Street in Guelph on Tuesday to officially open the sub-office, which will serve both St. John and St. Mark. The opening of the St. John sub-office holds special significance, coming on the observance of World Social Work Day 2019. Tuesday's ceremony was attended by the Minister for Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, the Honorable Delma Thomas, Parliamentary Representative for St. John, the Honorable Alvin Dabrio, Parliamentary Representative for St. Mark, Dr. the Honorable Clarice Modeste Kerwin, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, Mrs. Veronica Charles, other members of staff of the ministry, and community members. Residents of St. John have been clamoring for an office which will cater to the needs of the poor and vulnerable and those being affected by abuse and other social ills. At the ceremony, the ministry seized the opportunity to award women making outstanding contributions in non-traditional fields of work across the country, since this formed part of the theme for International Women's Day 2019, which was observed on March 8th. Rhonda Campbell was awarded for her contribution as a draftswoman, Wendy Lett, a technician at the Grenada Electricity Company, Grenlick, Reese Sam, Susan Jones-Benjamin, and Toya Francis, all of whom are from Guelph, were awarded for their contribution to clothing and accessory designing, dance, and VACO respectively. Two other women awarded were Festina Clement of Carriacou and Diane Donna Alexis of St. Patrick for their contribution to the fishing industry. The Grenada Network of Rural Women Producers also received an award for its support to agriculture and agribusiness. The awardees also received gift baskets compliments George F. Huggins and Company Limited. Following the ceremony, the ribbon was cut and persons got an opportunity to tour the facility. For the National Report, I'm Delroy Louison.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
Tomorrow's future is here today. Friday, April 5th, Kirani James Athletic Stadium. National Secondary School Games. Run, throw, jump. National Secondary School Games 2019. Your games, your future. Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.